and I'm just going to be talking about how my experience using social media has changed over the last couple of days, because I've been tracking my usage a little bit more. Definitely not like to the T, but more than I had been last week. So I'm just going to be answering the same 5 questions like last week and seeing how my answers have changed. Okay, so here we go. So how are you feeling about using social media? Actually, I don't think that my social media usage has been like significantly less. Like, I haven't stopped using it but definitely I have become a lot more aware of what I use it for, because a lot of the time that I like spend using it is just like wasting time like scrolling. So now I feel like whenever I'm on it and I keep track, I'm like, oh, okay, what am I using this for? Or I spend like a certain amount of time, I limit myself while I'm on Instagram or Facebook or something. But at the same time, it is really hard to track exactly how much you use it, just because it's so reflexive. It's become a habit. And yeah, I really think that it's just something that's become so ingrained in all of my activities, in all of like parts of my life. So did I do anything different? Yeah, like I said, I definitely was more aware of how I used it, and when I used it too. So I did definitely use it a little bit less. What are my goals? So I think my goals have changed a little bit. I think that now, this week, being more aware of what I've been using social media for, my end goal isn't necessarily to use it a lot less. I do hope that'll happen automatically, but like I said, I think I just want to be very aware of what I'm using social media for, and really just like how I interact with it, and whether it's actually a useful tool for me, or whether it's like sucking up my time. So that's like a really big goal for me. And how often did I go on social media that I can remember? Well, I had been tracking it for the last couple of days, and I think I spent an average of about, I want to say, an hour and a half to 2 hours over the last few days, with it like obviously varying between the days and how much work I had. So the less work I have, the more time I spend on social media, and the more work I have, the less time I spend. But it's definitely less than the initial like 2 hours plus that I was spending initially. So it has gone down significantly, not significantly, but a little less, and a little bit. And yeah. So what did you notice about your experience this week? So I noticed that I felt a little bit, it was really good to feel self-aware. I really like the idea of tracking my social media usage, because I feel like it helps me personally so much, and in that I'm really like conscious of where I'm spending my time. Something that I do a lot is just kind of like forget about what I'm doing when I'm really stressed. I just want to like relax and just unwind by not thinking too hard about anything and just reading or de-stressing by watching TV or just scrolling on social media and just kind of like not being aware. So, but I think there's definitely a way to do that while still like being conscious of what you're doing and where you're spending your time and being like dedicating like a specific amount of time, like this is the amount of time that I'm going to spend on social media, and then after that I'm going to start doing work. So I think my experience this week was really nice, and that I was like, okay, wow, I just spent an hour on social media. I think I'm going to go do my paper for a little bit because I feel a little bit gross. So it wasn't even necessarily that like I used it, yeah, like a lot less, but I was just really aware of when I used it and like what I was using it for, and then how I would change my behavior afterwards. Yeah. So overall, this week was really good, and I'm excited for next week. All right. Thanks for tuning in. All right. Bye.